2019 marks the halcyon year before the onslaught of next-gen news, reveals, and revelations. Even with that on the horizon, this year isn't short on games. In fact, we can safely declare that we are blessed with a ton of video game experiences, ranging from roguelike card combat, hardcore ninja exploits, loot and shooting galore, and even policing a 90s-style internet. This year, for Kakuchopurei's Best Game Awards, we're going to pick 30 of the best titles, the ones that stood out to us in a year filled with already stellar gameplay experiences. This list isn't ranked in any order, it's just 30 of the best games of 2019. We took a while to decide and figure out the best of the best. We believe we made the right choice. Keep in mind, this is part 1 of our 6-part video feature, so here we go. Number 1. Sekiro. There is a point as to why your fights in Sekiro should be treated with respect, whether it's from legendary bosses like Genichiro Ashina, or even against the mid-tier oddities you meet along your quest. It's because Sekiro wants to make you a better gamer. Like any NES game, it applies tough love so you can appreciate its design, its level structure, and its atmosphere in the long run. Unflinchingly brutal, uncompromised vision, yet rewarding in its 30 hours of gameplay. That is From Software's latest in a nutshell. Number 2. What the Golf. For a game with golf in the title, there is surprisingly little of the sport in What the Golf, and that is what makes this indie game from Triban quite a remarkable 2019 treasure. It takes one gameplay mechanic that emulates other golf titles, and then surprises you with absurd and humorous puzzles involving the act of pulling, aiming, and releasing. To reveal more than the first hour of the game would do this indie darling injustice. So believe us when we say that What the Golf is truly for people who hate golf, but love quirky addictive puzzle games. Number 3. The Outer Worlds. In a world where Bethesda figuratively screwed the irradiated pooch with the Fallout brand, The Outer Worlds is a much-needed return to RPG form, especially since the title is helmed by Fallout, Black Isle, and Obsidian Entertainment veterans Tim Kaine and Leonard Boyarsky. Even on its own merits, The Outer Worlds is a sublime role-playing experience. It features a rich world, a huge cast of eclectic personalities, a fun combat system that makes use of your speech and intelligence checks, and a humorous if bleak outlook in a future that's part Art Deco and part lost Futurama movie. It may only be 10 or 20 hours shorter than the previous works, but that doesn't make this RPG all the less stellar. Number 4. Stroll Chain. This year has been blessed with a ton of action games. Stroll Chain caps off the year with its blend of adventuring and hyper-stylized fighting using 2 characters at once. Developer Platinum Games took a lot of concepts and design from its 2017 hit Nier Automata and made an entirely new sci-fi setting out of it, one that is heavily influenced from 80s and 90s police anime. Speaking of the genre, the game's JoJo Bizarre Adventure stand mechanic, where you control 5 different types of Legion Chimeras for both solving, detective work, and crime fighting, elevates this action game above its contemporaries. It takes some time getting used to, but once you master the basics, you'll feel rewarded just getting a high ranking from using what you've learned and applying it against even the toughest of obstacles. It's definitely one of Nintendo's best new IPs since Splatoon. Number 5. Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is not your usual adventure game. You fly around in a spaceship, exploring the solar system you're in until a supernova happens and wipes you out of existence. And then you start the day over like a sci-fi Groundhog Day movie with space banjos playing in the background. All you do in the game is explore, create bite-sized expeditions, and eventually solve the mystery behind the game's world. You don't even do much combat or confrontations. You're just pacing yourself and plotting routes, sorting out the conundrum you're in. And yet, we can't help but be compelled by the game's captivating narrative and charming writing. Maybe it's the open-ended nature of the game, and the questions it poses. Maybe it's a Space Country soundtrack, but trust us when we say Outer Wilds is an experience unlike any other. That's part 1 of our epic 6-part Best Games of 2019 feature. Stay tuned for part 2. In the meantime, do check out our awesome video game content and features on thekkp.com. If you like this video, like and subscribe to our YouTube page and also on our Facebook page.